All right, Rich, you want to go over the memory clip of the week?
To Iran. The memory clip of the week is 3264. You go to memorytv.org, go to advanced search, and enter 3264 in the clip number. It is a former Saudi member of parliament who says in clear language, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm quoting him for all practical purposes, that nobody believes Iran regarding their nuclear program, that Iran's political statements are based on lies and deceit, and that the International Atomic Energy Agency's last report is the final word on the matter, which is very interesting because it is not all that different from what the White House spokesman said on April 9th, when his statement was the crux of the problem is that no one relies on the assurances of the Saudi regime, of the Iranian regime. So here we have the White House spokesman in Saudi Arabia saying the same thing. Now, you will notice in today's New York Times a very long article on Iran maintaining that it has bought itself some time through the negotiations. I'm not going to go into that. It's in this morning's New York Times. Long article, very interesting. But in the last week, the European Union did tell Iran that it must stop, it must suspend its nuclear activity totally. And their sanctions, their oil embargo sanctions are going to hit on July 1st. Iran, in preparation for that, Iran's oil exports have been dropping. 15 to 25% of what they produced in the last month has not been shipped overseas. Another interesting development, we mentioned last time that the president signed an executive order which prohibited American companies from providing Iran with technology to monitor and to manipulate the internet. And Iranian telecommunications minister announced that Iran will close access to Western email sources such as Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, and so forth. Iranian intelligence minister said that this Western social networking is a danger to the Islamic Republic of Iran. We also spoke last time about Secretary of Defense Panetta and Commander of Southcom General Fraser talking about the Iranian influence in Latin America. Very worthwhile report that came out of an Israeli think tank last week. If you go to www.terrorism-info.org.il, go to countries, click on Latin America, you will find a 50-page report on Iranian influence in Latin America. It's very interesting because, as we said last week, the Supreme Leader announced that Iran heads the world's anti-hegemonistic movement. By that he meant to say that there are more countries he considers to be oppressed than those who are the oppressors, meaning he leads a movement larger than the superpowers. The paradox, of course, in that is that if you actually are a world leader or a superpower, you don't have to tell anyone because it's understood. So the Supreme Leader, in his wisdom, thought it was necessary to tell people he leads this anti-hegemonistic movement. But that's the latest with Iran. There was, of course, the disclosure last week that Iran has a device which is used for testing nuclear explosions. It was somehow gotten out of a facility through some intelligence agency and delivered to Western authorities. And there's only one reason for that device. So the situation for Iran does not look too good in terms of its credibility regarding this issue.